Hey, how's it going? I wanted to test out the image stabilization on my Canon M50 Mark II. I don't think it's any different from the image stabilization on the original M50, but I'm not sure on that one. It's important to note that I'm testing this with the kit lens on my M50 Mark II. The kit lens itself has image stabilization built into it. And the M50 Mark II has digital image stabilization in the body. It's not IBIS like some of the higher end cameras have, where they actually physically move the sensor to account for, shaking and, motion, but it's digital. I think it crops in some and tries to digitally, alleviate some of that shuddering or that shaking. There are 3 settings on this camera. There's off, on, and enhanced. And for each next level you go up from off to on, or from on to enhanced, it crops in more. And I think let's get into testing. So right now I have the image stabilization in the camera turned off. I'm not sure if there's an option to turn it off in the lens itself, but I have it turned off in the camera itself. So I'm gonna try walking here a little bit. I don't tend to mind like a little bit of shake in video, so if it's not too bad, like when I'm watching a video, it's not really the sort of thing that bugs me a whole lot. If there's just a little bit of shaking, I might try like upping my pace here, kind of running on a bit of an uneven path here, which is probably a good test, though I don't really want to drop my camera. Now I'll kind of accelerate into a sprint. And now to turn around and perhaps go downhill some. Try not to trip on this piece of barbed wire, because that would not be good. So that was the camera with no image stabilization from the camera, just the lens. Now I have it set to on, which is the intermediate setting. This is the setting I have it on pretty much most of the time when I'm recording. It's cropped in a little bit from off, but not too bad. So now walking up this path again. It is kind of a windy day again, so there's probably going to be some wind noise in this video, and I hope it's not too bad, but anyway. Kind of bumping it up here, a bit more of a jog, climbing up this uneven path again. Again, don't really want to drop the camera because that would not be good. That would be bad. And now breaking into more of a sprint. And turning around, heading back down the path. I don't know how well I'm keeping myself in the picture here, but I hope I'm doing a decent job. So that was with on, but not enhanced. So now I have it set to enhanced, which is the most zoomed in setting. I know some people aren't really a fan of like the digital image stabilization. They prefer something like, IBIS, which IBIS is cool, but it's also usually found in cameras that cost a heck of a lot more. I think Olympus has one around, 1,000 something, that's got in-body image stabilization with an actual moving sensor, but that one has a micro four thirds sensor, which is even smaller than this one. And if I'm looking to change sensor sizes, I kind of want to go bigger, not smaller. My personal preference. So that was enhanced. And I mean, this was, of course, like the full gambit. Could have tried to attach this to my motorcycle or a bicycle or something else to try some different forms of movement, but this should kind of give a rough idea of how well the image stabilization works. Well, I hope that helps. I know when I was looking into buying this camera, another one I was looking at was the Sony a6100, which a lot of the specs that the Sony has are like objectively higher than this one. But that was one nice thing that this one had over the Sony, was it had some sort of image stabilization in the camera itself. You didn't just have to rely on having a lens with image stabilization built in. Sorry, it is kind of windy right now. And I mean, like I said, it might not work. I don't know if how well it works compared to, like, say, actually having IBIS, or and actually a moving sensor to account for some of the shaking. But I'd rather have this as an option than not have any option at all aside from the lens image stabilization. And well, I mean, it seems to work well for me. I don't tend to do a lot of moving around when I'm shooting my videos usually. Oftentimes I'll have it like on a tripod, or I'm sitting in one place so I'm not moving around too much. Anyway, hope this helps. Thanks for watching. Remember to like if you like this video. I'd really appreciate it. It helps me out. And if you want to see more videos from my channel, please feel free to subscribe. And if you have anything to add or anything to ask, please leave it in the comments. Thanks, and bye.